In today's video we're having a look at this Parkside Utility Knife, and we will compare it to the original. It has a blade size of 89 by 20mm. It can be used either with your left or right hand. It comes with a plastic sheath with a belt clip, and that also includes a sharpener. The blade is made of stainless steel. This is only mentioned on the box, not on the blade itself. It was manufactured by OWIM in China. We will compare it to the original Morakniv knife, or Mora as most people call it. This particular model is the Basic 511. It was made in Sweden, and it is sold by Hornbach for €6.5. Pretty close to the €5 price tag of the Parkside. But the blade is made of carbon steel and it will rust, as you can see on this knife I've used for almost a year. Anyway, let's see what's in the box. The sheath has a more modern design than the Mora, and of course they use the traditional Parkside colours. A green knife in the garden. What could go wrong? This is the sharpening slot. We'll test it later. The red part of the sheath is kind of misleading. I am always tempted to use it as a thumb knob to remove the knife from the sheath, which is not okay since the cutting edge is on that side. The blade is nicely finished and well sharpened out of the box, with just a slight burr left on the edge. On the back, there are several rows of useless text with no mention of the steel used, not even if it is stainless or not. I guess we'll have to trust what it said on the box. The handle itself is quite nice, maybe a bit on the small side, but it provides a great grip due to the rubber inserts, similar to those found on most of the Parkside tools. The blade shape and size is almost identical to the Mora. They even have the same thickness. But the Parkside has a finished ridge, while the Mora is straight from the stamping press. The Mora handle is completely made of hard plastic. More expensive models also have rubber on the handle, but at this budget hard plastic is what we'll get. But it sits well in the hand, a little better than the Parkside, which is a bit on the small side and my pinky finger tends to slip off. Now for the part that I really hate, and that could be a deal breaker for some people. This red insert, which is reversible and allows the knife to be used by both right-handed and left-handed people, which is a great idea, and it would be fine if not for that small opening for the blade. I mean, what were they thinking? There is no reason to have that slot so narrow. Every Mora has a gaping hole there, and the knives sit in their sheaths just fine. If they added the two dots to the main sheath, it would be perfect. I guess it could be used just like that, without that red part. I guess it is kind of usable, and maybe in time you'll form some kind of reflex to insert it in one go. I mean, look at the Mora, it's so wide and it still holds the knife so well. All they had to do was to copy them. Another part where the Mora wins is the belt clip. It is larger and has thicker material. Also, it has a nice hook at the bottom that allows it to be easily clipped on the belt, yet hard for it to fall off. The Parkside, on the other hand, is not so well thought out. Really hard to put it on the belt. Let's try to get rid of that factory burr using the included sharpener. Seems like mine has a bit of mould overflow. I should clean that first. I'm not sure if you can hear that on camera, but it sounds like the plastic has glass fibre reinforcement. And so does the green part. This is a great thing that should increase durability. The folding knife I tested in spring had no glass fibre, just plain plastic handle. And this is the sharpening system, made from two steel parts that scrape away a thin layer of steel from the edge of the knife. It should work just fine to remove the factory burr on the edge. The Mora has been in use for almost a year, so the edge also needs a bit of freshening up. Just by how easy it slides through the sharpener compared to the Parkside, I can tell that the Mora is made from harder steel. Anyway, now that they are both sharpened, it's time for testing. I'm sure you will all appreciate a bit of less talk and more action at this point. For the first test, I will use a real life example. I needed to throw away this large piece of polycarbonate, so I had to cut it into small pieces that would fit into the recycling container. So far, the Parkside seems to cut easier. I don't know if it is clear in the video, but it feels to require less effort than the Mora. Yes, the Mora definitely cuts harder than the Parkside. I know it is a used knife, but it was sharpened before the test. After finishing cutting all the plastic, they both seem sharp enough to cleanly cut wood without effort. For the second test, I will sharpen the knives again, then cut some 3-layer cardboard and then sharpen some wooden spikes, since vampire season is just around the corner here where I live. That should do just fine. The Parkside clearly struggles this time. I think the Sharpener did more damage than good to the blade. But in the end, they both produced 2 perfectly usable wooden spikes. I still think the Sharpener is to blame for the poor performance of the Parkside. Let's try sharpening it again, using a proper tool this time. Much better this time, and now I have a double-ended spike. That should come in handy. Overall, I quite like the Parkside knife. The stainless steel blade is a real plus, even though it is not as hard as a carbon blade. The handle sits nice in the hand and has a good grip because of all that rubber. The sheath is a bit of a letdown. It is nice because it can also be used by left-handed people, but the red insert is really annoying. What do you think? Are these knives similar, or is one better than the other?